Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm making a cloth diapering video. I have not done one of these in a very long time because we are no longer doing cloth. So you kind of make videos about what's going on in your life in the present, and because we haven't been doing cloth for a while, I haven't been making videos. So today I kind of just wanted to talk about our cloth diapering journey, start to finish, and kind of a realistic expectation if you are thinking about cloth or you've just started cloth, about some of the things that you might encounter along the way. I had previously done a pros and cons to cloth diapering video. I still think that holds true. However, when I made that video, I was like in the deep of it. I had just started cloth diapering. I was obsessed. I loved it. And it has been well over a year since we stopped cloth diapering. And so I feel like I can have a more realistic conversation about cloth, the expectations, the reality. I still would recommend it, but I just kind of wanted to talk about our journey and our experience. So for me, I started cloth diapering Grayson when he was about 6 months old. Prior to that, I hadn't really done any research. I knew cloth diapering existed. I knew people still did it. I didn't understand like how big of a thing it is right now. And I just didn't know much about it. So when he was about 4 months old, I started doing research. And then when he was about 5 months old, I went crazy and I purchased all of the cloth diapers that I could. I built a pretty big stash, got a little too obsessed, which it's easy to do that. And the rest is history. So when he was 6 months old, we started cloth. We did cloth full-time. We did use disposables at night most of the time. I just had a hard time finding an overnight diaper. So we did disposables at night. But now that, like, looking back, we probably could have done the Grovia ones. They were pretty solid diapers. Or I could have made something work, but at the time we did disposables at night. Other than that, it was full-time in cloth. We did cloth until he was just over 1 year old. So we only did cloth for like 6.5 to 7 months. I can't remember specifically when I stopped. And here's why we stopped. So my son was a chunky little monkey. He outgrew the diapers pretty quick. So the mama koala diapers are notorious for being kind of a smaller fit diaper, and they stopped fitting him when he was like 25, 26 pounds. So when he turned like 9, 10 months old, he was a giant baby. The mama koala, we could not use those anymore. And then slowly but surely, he started to outgrow the other diapers as well. So we got to the point where we were on the last snaps, and he just really, they weren't fitting him well. And then also it was Christmas time. I work in retail. It was very crazy. And then I also had some pressure. I kind of broke down from the pressure of society and the pressure of our family and friends. Not like they were being mean about it, but a lot of people just don't understand cloth diapering and understand why you would want to cloth diaper. And those opinions were always around me while we were doing cloth. And it just kind of eventually got to the point where I was kind of beat down from it, and I just didn't want to do cloth anymore. So that's kind of why we stopped. Grayson is 21 months old now, and he's 34 pounds. I would say when he turned like 15 to 16 months old, we could have put the diapers back on him. He slimmed down a little bit. His body composition changed a lot, and they probably would have fit him. But I think mentally, I just wasn't in the right spot to do it. As far as future children, because we do want to have more children at some point, I absolutely still want to do cloth with our next kids. I think it will look different than it did this previous time, because I'll have a little bit more of a realistic expectation of what it's actually going to be like. But yes, I still would like to do cloth with our future babies, and I will do it a lot sooner than I did with Grayson, obviously because I know about cloth now. I know how to do it and everything that it entails, but of course with Grayson I didn't even know. I didn't know anything about it. So some of the things that I encountered with cloth, and this is the part where it's for those people who are new, or those people that are kind of researching cloth and trying to decide if it's going to be right for you. This is the part that's going to be beneficial for you. I did do a video talking about the pros and cons of cloth diapering. I will leave it up here. It's still relevant. I feel like it's still accurate. However, when I made that video, I was in the thick of it. Like, I had started cloth diapering for a few weeks. I was super excited about it. I was gung-ho. And so that's what you're gonna get from that video, a very excited, kind of biased person talking about cloth. So pros and cons, my experience. The diapers are dang adorable. If you have an addictive personality and you love to shop, you are probably going to go a little crazy with the cloth diapers, which isn't a bad thing. It would be hard to spend more on cloth diapers than disposables. Disposables are expensive. They're a continuous expense. Depending on how many you're using, you could be spending anywhere from $30 to $60 a month on disposables versus cloth. It's kind of a one-time expense. So I think it's very easy to get obsessed with the prints and just the whole idea in general, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. As far as the laundry, yes, that is going to be a thing. Now that I've been a mom for a little bit longer, I've gotten a good routine down with just like our normal laundry. And if that is the case for you, you feel like you've got a good routine down, you will probably do very well with cloth diapering, because the diapers obviously need to be washed on a very consistent basis. You don't want to wait 8-9 days in between washes on cloth. You want to do it every 2 to 4 days realistically, because obviously it's pee, it's poop. You want to get that cleaned off as soon as possible. But I really didn't feel like the laundry was too difficult to keep up with. I honestly enjoyed the cloth diaper laundry more than the other laundry we did in our house, just because it's fun. Cloth diapering is fun, and I didn't mind doing the extra laundry, but that is a thing that exists. You're going to have to do extra laundry. The poops, I made a whole video talking about dealing with the poops. Yeah, if you are a mom, you're gonna have to deal with poop regardless of if you do cloth or not. This is just going to be a little bit more hands-on. There's a lot of different ways to deal with the poop, but of course, that's part of it. Some things that I experienced that I was not prepared for. The bulkiness of the diapers, like everyone calls them a fluff butt, which is super cute and very accurate. It made it hard to strap him into his car seat because the diapers were so thick. Not every cloth diaper is going to be extra bulky, but I used a pre-fold and then a hemp insert, so they were relatively thick. He was a heavy wetter when we used cloth, so I needed that much absorbency, and it made his diapers very bulky. You're definitely gonna have to size up on pants if you are doing cloth. It's not something that I really thought about. Like, I knew they were gonna be bulkier, but I didn't really understand the reality of what that looked like. So ordering pants in a size up to go over the butt, strapping them in the car seat is a little bit more challenging because you want to make sure that they're comfortable, but the diaper is pretty fluffy. So those are just a couple of things that I experienced, as well as just like social pressures. So not everyone understands why anyone would want a cloth diaper. A lot of people who are older, for example, who had to cloth diaper their children, do not understand why anyone would willingly just do that. It's a hard concept for some people to understand. So you have those people, and then you have people now who are like, well, disposables are obviously easier. Why would you not just do that? You can throw it away when you're done. So there's a lot of social pressures, at least in my experience with cloth. People are scared of it, I think. There's nothing to be scared of, but this is just kind of how some people think. So that was honestly one of the biggest challenges I faced doing cloth. It was always like a thing. Oh, he's wearing a cloth diaper. Oh, why is his butt so fluffy? Like, what is on his, like, what is he wearing? And it's like, it's a cloth diaper. Well, why would you want to do that? And over a certain period of time, I got kind of sick of answering the questions. I got sick of trying to explain myself, why this is beneficial, why this is great. So if you don't have a very strong support system, it's definitely something to think about. I don't want that to be the only reason why you don't cloth diaper, because ultimately I would still recommend cloth to most people. But it's something that you definitely need to consider if you have a strong support system, or if people are going to give you a lot of crap for it, and if you can handle that or not. At some point, it just became too much for me. So that was something that was kind of unexpected that I just didn't really think about. Something else with cloth that I didn't really think about when we started was packing cloth diapers for everything. They're very bulky, so when you bring them in your diaper bag, they're going to take up quite a bit of space, whereas disposables are much thinner, so that is something to think about. Overall, I do not think any of the cons outweigh the pros, because there are so many pros to cloth diapering. Obviously, much better for the environment. A lot of people will argue they're much better for baby. I don't know the science behind it. I know disposable diapers have like plastics in them, and they take a long time to decompose, versus cloth is much healthier for their skin. I'm not going to get into the science of that, but that could be argued as a pro. Obviously, much more cost effective. Diapering your kids is mega expensive, and I just took it for granted when we were doing cloth, the fact that we weren't having to buy diapers. We're currently on an Amazon subscribe and save, and we do diapers every month, so very cost effective. Overall, I would still recommend cloth to most people. If you're considering it, but you're not 100% sure, I would lean towards yes, do cloth. I have lots of videos where I talk about cloth, different brands, my favorite way to do cloth. I would highly recommend those videos. I feel like they're pretty well put together. This is probably the last cloth diapering video that I'm gonna make for a very long time, until we have another kiddo. I thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.